Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to do a topic about the fear of dying. The fear of dying is called Thanatophobia. And this is something that I think about pretty much every single day. And my brother reached out to me a couple of days ago and he's like, hey, you should do a video on the fear of dying. And I'm like, you know what? I probably should. And we can talk about the psychology behind it. So it's interesting because my thoughts of dying and what happens in the afterlife, like once the physical body dies, has changed in recent years. Because I would say 10 years ago or longer, I really had no idea what happened. I grew up Catholic and we're taught when the physical body dies, we go to sleep and the resurrection of Christ will come and we will rise again. I personally have never believed that. That just sounded like a silly little story. I just never subscribed to that way of thinking. But in the past 10 years, I've thought about what does happen when we die. And I had a couple of out-of-body experiences back in 2023 that proved to me that we can exist outside of our physical body. And if you're interested in that video, a couple of months back, I did make a video about it. I think it's called Transpersonal Psychology, My Spiritual Experiences. So that video deep dives into really fascinating situations that I came across that proved to me we are more than our physical body. So that is not what keeps me fearful of dying. I think it's more about the pain I will maybe feel just before death. And I kind of think of it like this. So I'm having a tooth problem currently. It's a growing, increasing pain. I don't know if it's a cavity or an infection. I have an appointment on Monday, but I have this fear going into the appointment because there's this procedure that they do to figure out which tooth is the problem. Aside from doing x-rays and that type of thing, but it's like this Q-tip thing and they put some solution on it, and if they put it on around the area of a tooth that's not affected, you don't feel anything, but when they hit the tooth that is affected, it's this like searing quick pain, and I freaking hate it. I hate it, and I'm dreading going into this appointment because I know they're gonna do it, and it's that part of the appointment that I can't stand. And to me, that's like my fear of dying. I have a fear that I'm gonna feel pain before I die, and I cannot tolerate pain. I cannot tolerate pain. I'm such a baby. I also have a fear of leaving loved ones behind, because that feels scary, and we have no control over that. So it's like I'm in the psychology field, right? So I'm a mental health counselor, and I do have people who come in every once in a while, and part of what they're dealing with is that existential dread. And I can't say I necessarily have a solution to their problem, but what I do is dig into, what are their beliefs for when the physical body dies, because that can give us some inspiration and some hope that we don't just die. The physical body dies, but we go on. We are eternal. But I can't tell them my beliefs, right? I can only dig into what their truths are, and just maybe plant some seeds for them to just be open to the possibilities of what can happen. I do have some clients that they're very, very spiritual, and sometimes we will get into discussions about what my experiences were when I had those out-of-body experiences, because it's very relatable if someone else has experienced it. So yeah, the fear of dying is very real. I think a lot of people experience it. I'm always amazed by the folks who have no fear of dying. I think my brother is one of those. I don't know what your formula is for that, but I think it's the pain and the unpredictability of what leads up to. Is there going to be an in-between? You know, do I slip into a coma? Do I go somewhere else during that time? I don't know. I'm fine with all of that. I just don't want to feel physical pain. I'm the biggest scaredy cat probably on the planet. And I'm curious if anyone's watching this video, what your beliefs are. Do you have a fear of dying? Have you had out-of-body experiences? You know, more and more people are starting to talk about their experiences since COVID. I feel that the spiritual community is definitely opening up, and there's so many platforms, especially on YouTube, where people can go on there and tell their story and not get judged. People are writing books. There's definitely something happening spiritually in the world. That is no doubt about that. But even all of that, it still doesn't diminish my fear of dying. I hope that changes. And watch me be the one to die in my sleep and I didn't even know I'm dead and there's no pain. I really hope that that's the way I go. I guess we'll see what happens. So thanks for listening. Catch you all next time.